Ben Avery has recently announced on his Twitter that he will be leaving podcaster Tim Dillon. This announcement comes after years of emotional abuse that Mr. Avery has sustained at the hands of father, Timothy Dillon. The deteriorating friendship has been witnessed by viewers of the Tim Dillon Show for years now. Although producer Ben Avery once played an integral part in Mr. Dillon's show, even being allowed to speak on occasion, it appears that the rift has grown too far between the pair. Apparently Father Timothy Dillon's generous employment package that he extended to his friend will not be enough to keep him on board. Mr. Avery has unofficially grown tired of sitting in economy class and has cited that his departure is due to a host of issues. The famous podcaster has notoriously and ruthlessly fired shots at his former employee while on air, addressing everything from his sexuality to his emotional childhood in a rural, backwater, ultra-conservative Texas called. Today we explore a few clips that lead us to this untimely departure.
And what did you talk about with them?
How I have feelings of like worthlessness and.
But those are justified.
Mm-hmm.
The other day we're on a plane. Now, by the way, I sit in first class. He sits in coach. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. It's called capitalism. And I look back. He's sitting in the row right behind the first class curtain, trolling me, essentially, sitting in like a comfort seat or some type of like higher priced seat. And I'm looking at him. I usually never see him. And I walk sometimes to the back of the plane and I give him something that we get in first class, a hard-boiled egg or something. I squirrel it away to him. And he's sitting right up there. But you know how God punishes him? Tell everyone what happened in the middle of the flight. Tell everybody what happened.
A younger white man is sitting in the middle seat, fit, started vomiting all over him.
Wait a minute. How did you describe him? A younger white man? And then you said fit, like he's fit?
He's fit.
Okay, what in God's name does that have to do with what happens next?
It's not who you would think it would be.
Who would you think it would be?
An older woman.
Of what race?
I don't think race is important.
Well, you specified race. You brought it up.
That's true. That's kind of weird I did that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well, it was a white guy.
It was a white fit man, the enemy. And what then happened to you?
He like crazy started vomiting all over his groin and his crotch.
That's right.
And he did it so much, he was flailing around for
That's right.
the throw up bags, and he couldn't. There weren't any, and so he just kept going like about 5 times. Went into my Ridge Wallet backpack, went on my shoes, went on my pants. I'm stuck in the window. The guy in the aisle jumped up immediately, and I was just stuck. There's nothing I could do.
Here's then what happens. They send them into first. I swear to God, they send these dirty pieces of shit covered in vomit into first class to wash themselves off. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm not vomiting. So you bring some schmuck from steerage who's vomiting. With Benjamin Avery. Ben Avery is the producer of pretty much everything I do, all of those videos. He's the co-creator of all of those videos that you love. He edits them. He's very funny. He produces this podcast, and he is trans. And that is the most important thing to me. That is why I hired him, because he is trans. His other skills were completely a surprise. His ability to help me in this business and to create really cool stuff was, again, secondary, tertiary. To be honest, I hired him because he was trans and because he was brave, and I wanted to be around somebody who was trans. I didn't know that he could edit videos. I didn't know that he could do anything like that. That is an added bonus for me, personally. So thank you. I was going to say, sir, but thank you, person. We got to reach out to these people, Ben. This is absurd that you didn't bring this to my attention. Ben really doesn't do his job. This is very interesting. Ben really doesn't do his job. And it's now becoming more and more apparent to everybody that Ben has been, really coasting here. He coasts, and all he does is complain that he has to travel, and that him and his wife can't get drunk. All they want to do is get drunk and go follow Colin Morikawa around.
Try to find.
He's probably dead, Ben. He wanted to come on the show as the last thing he could fucking do to just tell everybody what was up. I'm sure he had a lot of nice things to say about me and my comedy and how it's impacted him before he was killed by Russia. And you ruined that. You ruined the chance for this man as his last earthly act to come on the show and tell me that I was a great influence on him and to keep doing what I'm doing right before this man dropped dead. Want me to give the speech or I'll give you the wedding?
Sure, go ahead.
Here's the speech. Let's give it the wedding. Okay. Thank you all for being here and celebrating the love of Ben and Catherine. Katie. I met Ben and Katie a few years ago, and I used them. I lived in the small room of their house. I showered there. The water bill went up. It was very tough. Ben wasn't working, and Katie was working, and no one really had any money. And me and Ben smoked cigarettes all night and watched Alex Jones, and Katie was very worried about the direction of where this was heading, and I understand that, and I get it, and I still believe that I have taken advantage of them to a degree that is unconscionable. Every night I lay in my bed and I say to myself, you're a scumbag for what you did to this couple, truly. And the fact that they withstood my torment, my selfishness, is shocking to me, that they were able to weather the storm that was Tim Dillon. I want to apologize to them publicly for everything I have done and continue to do. I yelled at Ben once when he was late, and I'm sorry about that. It was very sad to raise my voice to him. It was not right. When he showed up when I had to take a car, he had to bring his car so I could take a road test, and he said it was on E and that I shouldn't worry about it, and to just tell the instructor of the road test that it's okay, we have 90 miles left, which is the most irresponsible thing you could do. I probably would have been failed right off the bat, but that's okay. And then I yelled at him, and I said, what did I say to you that day?
That you're going to, bash my skull in? I
said I was going to bash his skull in, and I called him a drunk, which is ironic because he was 2 years sober. But I was hitting the thing in the car, and I scared him a little bit, but that's what I do. I'm scary and mean. I'm a scary pig who comes in and ruins everybody's life. And the fact that they're even having this wedding right now, after everything I've put these two through, is amazing to me. So again, I just want everyone to raise their glass to Ben and Katie, who have made it through the disease, the real pandemic, which is Tim Dillon. I know every day and every moment they both wish I die, and just hope that they're in my will so that they can spend my money while I die, which is the best case scenario for everybody. So with that being said, I'm going to go back to my Bluebell ice cream while I sit here at this wedding alone and try to think of reasons not to kill myself on the dance floor, which we don't have because of COVID or Jesus or whoever. And I'm going to listen to the fiddle band with Ben's brother as we both sit here lonely and have a seventh helping of barbecue and sit in the chairs and basically stare at everyone else who has love in their life. Thank you, everyone. Please subscribe to our Patreon. And please get an NFT of me killing myself, which Ben will be shooting if he has the time. I'm sure they'll take a 9-month honeymoon after this. And if I call them and ask them what's going on, they'll be like, who is it again? Oh, it's that terrorist. He wants me to do some work. So, again, I want to thank both of them. They're such interesting people, both of them. I love talking to them about the things that happened in their neighborhood, or someone who might have gotten shot that day, or a dog that was lost that they found. That's very illuminating to me, the types of discussions that I've been privileged to have with both of them at tables about avocado toast and someone who may have been shot, or it might have been a firework. So again, thank you, everyone. I'll have an autograph booth later if you want to come and take a photo with the pig, and you can show it to all the people who live in Sewer, Texas, or wherever the hell you people come from. God bless you. Good night. I mean, I would do something.
That was lovely.
No, I would really say, wouldn't it be great if I just stood up and I went, I made this event happen. Truly. I mean, I did it. They fell in love, but it's all mine. Everything you're eating, take that brisket out of your mouth. This is my words that have made this happen, okay? This entire wedding was paid for by me. So it's my wedding. It's not their wedding. It's my wedding, okay? Now, I don't have anyone to marry, but make no goddamn mistake about it. It's as much my wedding as it's their wedding. So I would like to recite the vows after they do, because it's my day.
And then you tell everyone to get the fuck out.
It's my day, okay?
Victor Yanukovych.
Nope. That's not it, Ben.
Okay, let me try again.
Swing and a miss from producer extraordinaire,
Man.
Ben Avery. Swing and a miss.
It wasn't the Surge guy either, right?
It's not Shogu.
I like earbuds.
What do you like about them?
Well, as an audio engineer, I really need.
Will you shut up? You're an audio engineer?
Technically.
What are you engineering? My screaming?
Yeah, kind of. There's compressors.
What
and stuff
about
involved.
earbuds? A little squeeze here, starting a little late because someone was late. Someone was a little late. Do you have any defense for your tardiness?
The traffic was heavy. I tried to be on time.
The traffic. It's always something. The traffic.
Well, you said you were going to record at 3, and then you moved it around. I was doing a thing with my wife. I was at a thing.
I mean,
I had to run from it, and then
you had to run from the thing you were doing.
Yeah,
to your job.
There was a friend in Austin who was in town, and
you had to run from the friend to your job.
Well, you said we were going to record at 4, then you moved it to 3, so
I moved it. Your job was moved, and you had to leave. Why don't you go back to the friend? I think you should go back to your friend. Go back, call your friend, and say, go back to your friend.
Let's just do the show.
You go back to your friend. I think it's better for you to go back to your friend.
Seriously?
I'm dead serious. Please go back to your friend.
Who's going to produce the show?
I'll figure it out. It's insane. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. Beautiful day in Austin, Texas. Mass shooting downtown. And in true Austin fashion, no one was killed. 13 people injured. No one was killed. This city cannot even do that right. Amazing. Have you learned your lesson? Okay, moving on. Is there one thing that sticks out in your head as a summer memory that you go like, I remember this summer memory?
I remember sitting in the woods in my backyard with an ice cream cone and sharing it with my dog. So my dog would lick it and then I would lick it. And it was just a hot summer day.
That's disgusting. Every day he gets closer and closer to being permanently removed.
They're like half wolf.
Well, no, I don't know that you are really. You're very bad at this. It's kind of interesting how bad you are at looking things
Well,
up.
this is from mythology.
I mean, you're good at other things, but you're really not good at this, right? I mean, this is, and even people comment, this is where you don't really add anything.
I don't shine.
Well, you can't even get to what I'm talking about. It's very strange that you can't even get to it. You're pulling up pictures of hyenas.
This is from mythology.
What about the movie Underworld: Rise of the Lycans? Can you Google Underworld: Rise of the Lycans, please? Thank you.
Interesting.
Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to confess to lying about COVID before we go?
I want to know if this is a bit that you think I'm lying about it.
It's not a bit. It's the reality that we are now new things are coming to light every day about the way you're behaving. You said that your wife had COVID for like an hour.
I believe she still might have had COVID.
Right, but I mean, do you see where we're at now with you, with just the constant like gray area that you live in terms of truth?
This isn't me. This is the times we're living in now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because things are just so crazy.
So it wasn't the Nazis. It was just the times they were living in? Because when you lie and say that you have COVID and you're like, I'm so sick. Here's the way it happens.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
You're at home with your wife and you go, now you hear a call and it's me, right?
Okay.
I'm going to do what you're doing up until the call and then when you grab the call, okay?
Am I calling you from San Francisco? Like you're on the road already?
No, you're doing nothing. Just sit there.
Okay.
I'm calling you.
Okay.
Now, you're sitting there with your wife and you're going, yeah, fuck that fat fuck. We're going to get all of his money. And then you're like, oh, speak of the devil. And then you're like, hello, I'm sick. I can't even, like, do anything. Like, my stomach hurts. I feel sick. Maybe I should get more money. Should I have more money? I know you've given me a lot of money, but maybe I should have more of it. All right. Thank you for all your help. I really appreciate it. Click. That fat fuck thinks I'm sick, but I'm not. I'm faking it, and we're going to steal all of his money. That's kind of what happens. That's really the reality. You know it's the reality.
Yep.
What? You want me to...
Well, I'm just trying to connect A and B in my head, right? So, like, how does me getting COVID mean getting all of your money? Like, I'm in my head.
You increase my sympathy for you. You make me feel bad for you.
So I get your guard down so then I can attack?
You make me feel bad for you.
Mm.
And that's what you do. You build sympathy. You're cooking it up. Just like you called me and go, Katie's sick. She said she's isolating and we don't know what to do. You and her had something cooked up. You try to cook something else up. But then you decided that it's all house of cards with you and her. You and your wife are Francis and Claire Underwood.
And Claire?
Yes, you are Frank and Claire. Claire? Yes, Francis. Claire? No, I'm kidding. You're a janitor. And I don't. That's not negative to janitors. It's negative to you. It doesn't mean you have to hate America. I love America. America's a great country. We've done some fucked up shit, but I don't think America is the CIA. I think America's, these retards in San Diego that all bought tickets to come see my show. They're eating guacamole and watching seals fuck, I think America is my producer, Ben, a good-looking but brain-dead person who literally walks around, doesn't know where he is half the time. He's good-looking and stupid. Is there a better combination to be, by the way? That's what San Diego is. Good-looking, stupid people have it all.
Yeah.
Okay, because they don't know what they don't know. And everything, being good-looking, you're connected with your body. You're like, oh, here's my big dick, and I'm good-looking, and blah, blah, blah. And you don't have to really think too deeply about anything else because that gets in the way, Really does. So, to me, it's just funny the idea of making a film about going to a fuck paradise.
Right.
Which is what Fire Island is.
Right.
And why are you looking up Firefest? He's so dumb.
Right.
He's so dumb. He's looking up Firefest right now. We're talking about a movie called Fire Island.
Yeah.
He's looking up Firefest.
Yeah.
Do you realize what I deal with? Do you understand
Right.
how hard it is for me and how impressive it is I've gotten anywhere with this dead weight? I carry just dead weight.
Right.
But the movie...
My father watched it. He thought it was Not So Rich Asians.
Yeah.
That's what he thought it was. He was like, he was telling my son, didn't you see this with your friends?
They're not that rich at all. He goes, I thought they were crazy rich. He goes, they're on a ferry.
Yeah.
But it's just funny to me. There's no more, and nobody wants to have fun anymore.
No.
No films are about having fun. Everything's about educating people, teaching them lessons. It's like you're going to an island where everyone's going to fuck, and they go, well, maybe some of them are racist. Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Big announcement to be made on the show. And I don't usually say that because we don't usually have big announcements. We have them rarely. And this announcement, I believe, will be shocking. It will be stunning. And I'm not a shock value comedian. That's not what we do. But this will be genuinely paradigm shifting. It will move people genuinely, I believe. And because it is so unexpected, there was never a hint. You know, a lot of the things that happen here, there's some foreshadowing elements, but not this. This is out of the blue, as they say. It's coming out of the blue. Mm-hmm. It is completely, utterly, without any preconceived. This is just happening organically. It's shaken me to my core, the announcement I'm about to make, because I understand how big of a deal it's going to be to people and how much it's going to throw them off. And I want to do it with care, and I want to prepare them. And I want to take the utmost care and caution with an announcement of this gravity, because there's gravity here. This is real. It's hard to even say. It's hard to vocalize. It's hard to get out of my mouth. It's hard to... Ben... Why are you laughing? I don't know. Why are you laughing? What's funny about this?
I don't know.
5 months ago, Ben's wife told us she was having an affair with Joe Rogan. It was uncomfortable. We respect and love Joe. He's incredibly generous. Nobody has done more for comics than Joe. No one. But even that being the case, it was still tough to hear that Ben's fiance, his wife, was having sex with Joe, who had been so good to both of us. It put us in a very difficult position. His wife then informed us that she was going to keep the affair going. And in order to do that, we needed to move to Austin, Texas, so she could continue to have sex with Joe. Ben, being a good husband, dutifully agreed, and he came to me and he said, Katie wants to keep having sex with Joe Rogan. Do you think we should move to Austin to make it easier for her so that she doesn't have to keep flying? And I agreed. I said yes. So Ben's wife has been carrying on an affair with Joe. Even the morning of their nuptials. They got married, but in the morning of that day, she was having sexual congress with Joe Rogan. And she told Ben that at the wedding in front of a few of us. She had had a few drinks. And she said, I just want you to know I fucked Joe this morning. Now, something happened. There was a disagreement. I don't know what happened. We're not privy to that information, and I don't want to speculate. But Ben's wife has ceased her affair with Joe. She has stopped. She is no longer having an affair with Joe. She's back to sleeping with Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it is awkward living in Austin, Texas. So, the announcement is as follows. Because of Ben's wife and only Ben's wife, it is time to leave Austin, Texas. The Tim Dillon Show will be leaving Austin, Texas.